Yeah, I think you were heard. Thanks, genius. Ah, that was a nice moment, Seo. That was truly poggers.
I'm very funny, I know. Thank
Yes.
you.
So there you go. Welcome to MMS Formula 1. We are here in Hungary. I haven't changed the banner. I just noticed. Oh, well, that's a bit irrelevant anyways. But yeah, this is not the Italian Grand Prix. This is the Hungarian Grand Prix. And instead of going to the well-known and famous Hungaroring circuit, that's basically the only known circuit in Hungary, to anyone outside of Hungary, we decided to go to Pannonia Ring, a track that is rather peculiar. It looks a bit like Jerez, but it is not Jerez. And yeah, it has a lot of runoff, and it's definitely going to be an interesting race and a break from basically going to the same track for the Hungarian Grand Prix. So, with all that done, let's go down to it. Oh, and obviously the weather is very nice and sunny, no chance of rain. Although there is some chance for a safety car. So, here's the grid.
Okay, on pole position we have Johannes van Leer, the Benetton driver, again putting it on pole by 3/10 of a second, in front of his teammate Matthew Falcon, making this a Benetton 1-2. Then there is Tobias Blumstein in third, making and Radko Bettis in fourth, making it a second row for Williams. The rest of the grid we have Granville, Sahin, Herhold, King, Kayo, Wells, Michael Macher, who is a rookie and has outqualified his teammate, Nick Tander, Kalmar, Comedy-Poor, Ben Patrick, John Keefe, Curtis, Faulkner, Valjak, Brown, Mark Tander, Katzenberg, Riju, von Stetten, Flynn, and Kupnik. The following cars did not qualify: Simone Ghilardini in Belarus, Igor Witt in Valencia, Sam Newell in Belarus, Jay Agnes and Tim Anderson both in the Pacific. Matthias Materia is also not qualified in footwork after having not set a time.
Yep, the engine just caught flames, so yeah. Unlucky. And with all that done, but before we go down to the track, I think it is important mentioning Michael Maher, or Michel Maher. The story of how the man was signed, okay? He basically was the ambulance driver, and Mig were so impressed that I just signed him, and he manages to qualify 11th. I would be a bit afraid of that man.
Also, I might just mention that he has not ever in his life driven a single race in an open-wheeled car.
So here we go, the lights will be coming on now. Here we go. 4 red lights. And we're green in Pannonia Ring, and it's a decent start from Van Der. Falcon kind of stalls on the track. The two Williams cars also get a nice getaway. Let's see, Falcon to the inside of Blumstein. He pushes the... Oh no, but the Williams cars are out!
Oh my god.
What on earth was that from Matthew Falcon? We might get a safety car here. Both of the Williams cars out in turn 1.
Jeez, both of Williams' cars are now out of race, and this turns the Drivers' Championship into shambles.
Yeah, because, well, now, the two... Okay, Jesus Christ.
Both of the championship contenders are now out. What?
No.
Both of the championship contenders are now out. And that means that both Falcon and...
So let's see, Blumstein goes to the outside of Falcon, hits onto him. Okay, so this is not Falcon's fault. We can see Blumstein tries to go for a running outside move, but misjudges it and hits into Falcon. Goes off the circuit, and Radko Bettis kind of couldn't do much. Oh dear. Well, that's one hell of a race opening for sure. Michael Maher is up into 10th.
This would mean points for Mick if he stays in this position, but of course, this probably just because of the down DNF.
Sorry to interrupt. Ben Patrick climbs 4 positions on the race start.
The absolute state. I have to say, Ben Patrick is... he's not driving that Ferrari like hell. I mean, Nick Tander, you can see him right here. He's struggling against the Peugeot, which I think is...
Yeah, the Peugeot car is inferior. The engine power is similar, but the car is inferior. Therefore, Ferrari should have it easier here, but no, the Ferrari is close to the Simtek. And Johannes van der leads onto lap 2, who would have thought? Wow. It's like Benetton is the only tier 1 car left, right? But nevertheless, oh, there's a smoking engine, and that's Max Albert von Stettin.
Is it?
Oh!
Yeah. That looks
Oh! Flared into the back of von Stettin. Okupnik lucky to not get damaged there. So, I mean, von Stettin loses it, and then Flynn just kinda doesn't care. He tried to go for a gap that didn't exist, and well, I mean, he penalized himself by losing the wing, but still, terminal damage for von Stettin. Disaster for Peugeot qualifying-wise. They got out-qualified by Michael Maher, and overall, just they do not seem to have the pace they wanted to have. Keith nearly re-rents Curtis now, as the Simtek actually isn't god-awful. Katzenberg is also out of the race, by the looks of it.
Yep, it seems...
Oh, the absolute state of Oli Katzenberg, man.
That's the Minardi, if I'm correct, right?
Yep. The Minardi Scuderia Italia makes an overtake, and I think that causes the engine to get too happy.
Yep, well, a Minardi overtaking something is very rare, and I think
I'll be back
the
in a
engine
second.
was very excited. And now we are on board with Sahin, right in front of Granville. He's in a very good position for a Simtek, but he's getting pressure by Granville now.
And I'm back.
And yep, welcome back. And
So,
it's,
okay, go on. Sorry.
and it seems that Granville has who have a the Sahin. No, it's not a Simtek. I have to apologize. It's a Sauber.
Yep.
Yep,
Sahin nearly got hit over the second by Granville there. A lot of aggressive driving from the drivers here. As I think there was an issue for Riju. Might have been wrong on that one, but it might have just been Lotus' awful pace, but he lost a lot of time in a short space, so let's just investigate that. Also, radio-wise, Bethes doesn't know what happened, really. Oh no, it was just right. Bethes doesn't really know what happened. Eddie was reporting that a wheel flew past her head. And, well...
Oh, that first corner seems to be pretty lethal for cars. In general, this entire track seems to be very lethal for all the cars.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of runoff, so I think it makes the driver think they can push. There's Granville into the podium.
Yep, Granville up into podium, and Falcon is just up ahead.
Yeah, Falcon doesn't have a lot of pace. Van Leer just bolted off into the distance, while Granville is catching up to Matthew Falcon.
And of course, this isn't a good form for Matthew Falcon. He's been struggling a lot in this Benetton machinery, and seeing Granville now catch up to him in a Ligia, which is not the best car by any chance.
I mean, the Ligia is a tier 2 car with a tier 1 engine, and Granville recently also got a rating upgrade. Ligia seems to be the best French team in the field, and look at that, he's gaining on Falcon. Welcome. Definitely under pressure from the team as well, because they're not impressed with him. I mean, David Granville is ahead of him in the standings. So, you know, it kind of paints a picture that maybe Falcon was not the right choice, you know. Pre-season pace and all, but he's just struggling. And now we can see Granville is right on the back of the Polish driver. This might get not as good as Falcon would have wanted it. Here we go, into turn 1. Granville does not send it, but he pushes Falcon nearly off the... pressures, not pushes.
Yes, I have to say that the first corner is a very fast sweeping corner, so I think it would be rather unwise to try and overtake through that.
Okupnik now behind Riju, let's see what he does. Nothing.
Yep, they're all staying neat and tidy through that corner because of...
Falcon spins out!
Oh, Falcon.
Oh, it goes from bad to worse.
That's... What a disappointment for the driver. It's... Oh, Granville tries to force up in the inside, and...
Okay, so let's see. So Falcon makes a mistake here. Granville is lucky to avoid major contact with the Benetton driver. They were side by side, but Falcon gets amazing traction, but then dips his rear left tire on the grass, and that's it.
That's just the he's braking with his front left tire on the grass too. That's a rookie mistake from the Serbian driver here. Well, not Serbian, but Polish driver.
Polska je Serbia.
Yeah.
Yes, amazing. Well, now at least we can sort of watch this amazing push from Falcon if he manages to do it. Also, Michael Maher is still ahead of both of the Ferraris.
Yep, and now the spin from Falcon has put him into 9th place, I have to say.
Yep, and that puts Granville and Sahin onto the podium.
Yep, that's quite a cursed podium if I may say so. But Granville now has a relatively comfortable lead over Sahin, but of course Van Der is just driving off with the far superior car.
Yeah, and there we go, that's King to the inside of Kaio, Wells in the background watching it all. And there we go, Wells now might dive it into the final corner onto the McLaren driver. Yes, she does it, she even tries to go for King. This Albert was upgraded. Oh, that's a smoking engine, that's Herhold.
Herhold's engine is only turning up to the smoke, and it's 3 wide down the main straight.
No, I think that might be Kaio as well. There's a lot of contact, 2 cars off the circuit, and no!
Yeah. What car is out
Oh
there?
dear, Kalma's out, and it looks like Kaio has the smoking engine.
Could we see a replay of that? Of an accident?
So let's see, this is Kalma. Yeah, Kaio is smoking away, so both of the McLarens will be out. So there's Michael Maher has contact with the rear wheel of Attila Kalmar. Goes off, and Kaio tries to rejoin, but sort of ignores.
Both of the McLarens out.
So Kaio just tries to rejoin as soon as possible, and leaves Kalmar no place to exist, really.
Yep, rookie mistake from the German driver, who was obviously this is his first Grand Prix and overall his first race ever in such a car, in a car of his type. So we might be looking at a penalty for him.
For who?
For Michael Macher.
Why?
Well, he drove it on the outside and hit him, and that caused a massive accident.
No, it did not. What caused the massive accident was Kaio going off.
Oh right, I apologize. I must have seen it.
Oh dear.
Yep, Ben Patrick were driving into a carbon fiber explosion.
Yep.
Oh, that front wing seems to have bounced off his helmet. Let's hope he doesn't get a head attack from that. Oh wait, it's Sander, not Ben Patrick. I apologize.
Oh, still now Falcon passes Kaio. Recovery drive is possible in this. Curtis has a bit of a mistake, and look at this. James Faulkner, out of all the people, okay, is close to points.
Indeed, and the engine from Kaio is still smoking. Oh, and now getting passed by Michael Macher. It's McLaren is in shambles. I mean,
Yeah.
They've got a Peugeot engine, but Peugeot seems to be beating them with an inferior car.
I mean, oh, there he is. He stops the car. They're not really beating them. McLaren is better. McLaren just has no luck whatsoever. It's either the poor reliability of the car or absolute, no luck from the drivers. It's either silly accidents or reliability that hits them. When they do get a good race, they do get a good race, and I think Monza is a good example where I believe they scored 22 points as Patrick now passes Tanda to the inside of the final corner, but then it can all go wrong for them, and they have a totally polar opposite race. And that's Tanda off the circuit!
Oh, that was very, very close. I mean, that's just dangerous. Like, I get that they're trying to get back onto the circuit as fast as possible to continue racing, but if there's traffic behind, you should probably check your mirrors.
I mean, you don't really think about the traffic behind when you're trying to push. And yeah, you get that Tanda just, messed up his line. Probably got hit with the dirty air and also, was too quick into the corner itself. That's Falcon up another position.
Yep, Falcon with a great recovery drive so far. Well, caused by himself, but he was 13th and now he's 7th, so...
Oh, Curtis and Faulkner, that's a sticky situation there. Tanda might set it on to Faulkner now. Minardi obviously now let down with one car as Katzenberg retired. Tanda, not gonna lie, not the worst replacement for Joseph Murray.
Yep, I have to agree. It seems that he's been carrying on the Minardi team quite nicely. Who, of course, Minardi are a team who's never had a lot of funding or a lot of sponsors and all, and to see what they're able to do with a very limited amount of money is just, they're working miracles here.
Yep. So Kaio on the radio, he got some messages. Obviously, as you can imagine, not happy with his teammates' existence. Yeah, calling him not even worthy for a GP2 drive. Kaio once again hit by his tempers.
Okay, now we're with Faulkner still. And Vasquez is in front of him, and of course Faulkner is trying to catch up to Curtis here, but
I mean, he didn't even slide or anything. He just kept the throttle on and pushed forwards.
Well, that may either be a testament to how planted the Simtech is, or how little power the engine has.
And pit stop window open. Ding ding ding. Sahin. Oh god, that camera! I hate that camera.
But whoever's operating the camera should probably get off their hard drugs.
Yep. Sahin, King and Wells all coming in. Patrick, Falcon not coming in. That undercut might help him in my opinion, but he's not doing it. Falcon close to the Ferrari though, but yeah, his season is looking bad. Like, not to hate on the driver, he's been doing well. When, you know, the opportunity is given. I mean, he's won, I believe, 2 races this season, but the larger picture, when you see the larger picture of what Falcon has been doing this season, you kind of feel disappointed. So there we go, Sahin is in, and the pit lane entrance here is a chicane to slow the cars down to the appropriate speed. Let's see, what will Matthew Falcon do coming into turn 1? He goes off.
He goes off, but he kept behind him, which I think shows his restraint, because I think some drivers would attempt to overtake there.
Yep.
And of course, seeing how making it 2 wide or even 3 wide down that corner, when that happens, there's a lot of tears and a lot of money lost involved, so I think it's good that he didn't. Oh, and Sahin almost spinning out.
But yeah, look at the early stoppers. They're down to last position. Obviously now the rest of the field is slowly starting to come in, but you know.
And Michael Macher has gone up to 5th place with that, with a pit stop.
So you know what? Mig might have another miracle wonder driver. Granville and Van Leer in. Let's see what pit stop will Van Leer receive, so to speak.
And this is a critical pit stop now in the race, because Van Leer is pretty much fighting for everything here. He's fighting for a race win. He's fighting for his position in the championship.
Yeah, because if he basically if he wins, he will be 1 point behind Radko Bettis unless he scores the fastest lap. Then he will be tied on points. So that's a decent stop. Granville in as well.
Oh, and that doesn't look like a good stop from Granville.
Yeah, we cannot see the timer due to the minimap. He got held up by Herhold though. Michael Maher in as well. The clock is ticking. Got held up by Keith a bit as well. Granville accidentally comedy put in. Sahin, Wells. Well, Sahin and King managed to jump Michael Maher.
But I'm pretty sure they were already ahead by the time.
Yeah.
With 2 things behind. So.
Well, Falcon managed to get past Patrick. Meanwhile, Van Leer left the pit lane in 5th, and now he's on the back of James Faulkner.
Yep, James Faulkner began in 4th. He's obviously one of the late pitters, pitting a lap later than most of the other drivers, but Falcon now back in the lead, of course only due to the pit stops, but it will be interesting to see where he gets out.
Yep, also, I think Michael Maher lost radio communications with his team.
Well, that's not a good sign for the driver who is starting his first Grand Prix today.
I mean, to be honest, he's doing wonders, so... Oh, Flynn has retired.
Oh, what has happened to Flynn? I was going to say something because I thought that Flynn was...
Oh, that's a failure.
Yep.
I mean, he was at the back of the field, so probably either gearbox engine or they just called the car in to save the parts.
Yep. Okay, now Ben Patrick and Vakinen.
It doesn't matter, look at that, look at the background, there is Van Leer.
Van Leer was straight past from no issue for the Dodge Driver 2.
There is Granville though. The question is, will Granville be able to jump? I mean, that isn't a question. He jumps Patrick, he jumps Falcon. Falcon jumps Patrick in the pit lane.
Yep, and now Hudson is in third and Ellie Wells is in fourth.
Oh dear.
Oh,
King to the inside of Falcon. Oi! Falcon, come on, mate.
Yep, but King not really the luckiest driver in the season so far. He's had a lot of retirements, not due to his
4
own fault.
DNFs in a row for King. Oh, and there's Falcon, fresh rubber. Cold tires makes an easy mistake there.
And King pounces on that mistake and finds himself into 5th place.
Yeah, the Jordan thing is about King. He had a very good start to the season and then he retired 4 times in a row. And here we are now.
Yep, King's probably one of the drivers that will probably get into a top team later on.
Yep. I mean, depending, because pretty much Jordan is looking to be one of the top teams soon if they finally get King's results, you know, together, because he is a quick driver, and once reliability stops becoming that big of an issue for them, they will probably be a top team, like definitely top midfield.
I have to agree with that. I mean, Jordan are basically already near the top of the midfield now, so maybe they can bridge that gap to the higher teams. Who knows?
I mean, they're kind of displeased with the hard engines, and there are rumors that they will be doing an engine swap deal for 95, but we'll have to see. As now we're watching Henry J. Brown try and overtake Shoji Riju for 14th.
Yep, and Henry J. Brown staying quite close to Riju, especially through the fast corners, where of course the DTM may inhibit you a bit, and now he's in the slipstream and he's going to make it too wide into the first corner.
Oh, that's not a smart decision, Henry.
He
Look at that! He basically lifted off to get a faster exit out of turn 1, revved the engine up nearly to the max, but he didn't send it anyway. So.
Yep.
Michael Maher meanwhile battling with Tander, Herhold behind. King slowly catching up to Eddie Wells. Then we have Sahin, Granville just cruising, and Van Leer in the lead, also cruising.
Van Leer 14 seconds now in front of Granville. He's extending the lead basically every second. I think, unless he has a failure, there's not really any chance that people are going to catch him.
Yep. On board with linking. It is also interesting to see David Granville. He's been 2 times on a podium this season, and they've only been P2s, and then again Granville with a chance for a podium here, again just a P2.
Yep, we have to see. Maybe Granville will be able to capitalize on some kind of failure or crash later on in the season and maybe get his first victory, but for now it seems that he will be a very consistent P2 finisher.
Yeah, I mean that's also good. Michael Maher, Tander and Herhold. Oh dear. Michael Maher's off. A little bit of contact between him and Tander. Will he hold it on the outside? No. Herhold gives a bit of a push there. Tander's through. Michael Maher down to 9th. Herhold stays in 10th.
That was...
and Michael Maher loses it.
That was quite scary to see from... Yeah, you see, they're basically 3 abreast now, and that was...
Hold on, let me get a better camera.
You can see the impact happening.
Oh.
Yep.
There's the first one, and there is the nudge.
Yep, and you can see quite a bit of damage on the side pod of Michael Maher there.
Oh yeah, you can.
Let's hope that the team aren't too displeased with his display of fine driving here.
I mean, I mean, on the place of Michael Maher, I'd rather lose that. I'm struggling to speak. If I were Michael Maher, I probably would have lost that position as well, just to save some fuel, stay in the slipstream, and most importantly, don't be ahead of those aggressive drivers, because if you are, you're just risking everything.
Well, either way, King and Harold and Tanner now in front of him, and King here is trying to overtake Wells. Of course, Wells and Zayn, the two Saubers, they're basically playing a tag team right now with the Jordan to try and keep them behind. They're going to go for a P4 and a P3, so that would be very nice points for Sauber in the championship.
Yeah, 27 points, that's a lot. Oh, Eddie Wells being definitely pressured here by Erling King. You can see how much more the Sauber slides compared to the Jordan of the Norwegian, so there definitely is pressure being applied to the Welsh driver. Sahin was making the same mistakes. King trying to do something, but makes a mistake himself and now loses all the time he gained. Michael Maher still close to her. Hold on, we have Curtis, Faulkner and Tander battling for 12th. Good job from Faulkner.
Oh, Harold seems to have some kind of problem because Michael Maher is now past him.
Seems like the spin in the hairpin here. Yup. Ooh.
That was quite close.
Yep. Well, basically he did the same thing that Michael Maher did a lap ago and just capitalized from it. Well, Michael Maher capitalized from the mistake of Herhold. Kiev, then we have Comedy Paul finally ahead of Kupnik. I don't know what's wrong with Comedy Paul this race. He just doesn't seem to have...
Comedy Paul seems to be lacking any kind of pace today. But Kupnik is... But they're basically fighting over last here, which... being in the MIG and being outclassed by someone who has never driven a wheel car before is quite a critical thing to do.
Yep.
I hope nobody heard that in the background. I will have to go now. I have to go now. So, I'll see you guys later.
Yep.
Have a fun race, everybody watching.
Yep, here we go. Now, in the Sifshimov Wells, we can see King. This is the stage of a race where not much will happen, if anything. We have to wait for the second pit window for that, but... now, if I were to start the speculation, I might unleash Plan CD. No, just kidding. Oh, there we go. King to the inside of Wells, doesn't do it. Looked away from my screen for 1 second. You know what? I think I have to start looking away from my screen for the action to happen. It's clearly how it works. Granville, to be fair to Granville, he's keeping that 15-second gap, a nice consistent gap. Not allowing Van Der to pull away all that massively, but it doesn't matter. I mean, he's still miles behind him. It's still a good result for Granville, though, of course. What might be interesting, though, is that the pit lane speed here is 60 kilometers per hour, so the passage through the pit lane is around, I'd say, even 30 seconds. So, if a pit stop does go wrong for Van Leer, it could be all over very quickly. If the pit stop is, for example, 20 seconds or maybe even longer, then yeah, Van Leer could be very, very disadvantaged. But that's very improbable, if I'm honest. Michael Maher told by his team to drive like he's having a heart failure in his ambulance. Yeah, that could actually work for Michael Maher to get ahead, as he's now been re-overtaken by Herhold on the straight. Obviously, the MiG being a bit disadvantaged in certain areas. Side by side, Herhold just faster than him. Gets them moved on. But still, he's keeping in contact. Curtis as well, doing some wonders for the Peugeot team, keeping in touch. Tander and Falcon close together. Maybe Ferrari has regained their pace a bit, as there's still some hope within the Italian team. Falcon spins again, this time only a half spin, but still, it is a disappointing thing to see. Faulkner and Tander battling here, again just for the wooden spoon. I mean, I call it the wooden spoon, but if 3 cars or 2 cars crash in the top 10, these two will be battling for crucial points. Speaking of battling for crucial points, Curtis versus Michael Maher. The MiG versus the one and only Peugeot. And the battle is pretty much gone. Yeah, Falcon makes yet another mistake. I don't understand. I just don't. King still close to walls, but not close enough. Granville just driving. Not even pushing anymore. The gap is going above 15 seconds between him and Van Leer. Van Leer, same thing. Just having a joyride. King and Wells still in touch. And King is coming in. The snap same with Wells and Sahin. So here we go. Second pit window open. Tanda comes in. Faulkner and Tanda battling for position as well. Let's see. Faulkner does not go for it, but he's still close with the minority. So the Simtek has made significant improvements to the car, considering where they were at the start. Reggie and Brown also not coming in, same with Valyak and Keith, and then we have Komodipo and Okupnik also not coming in. So the strategy has opened up. Tanda now low on fuel, same with King, Wells and Sahin. They should make it. I would be surprised if they didn't. Okupnik saying that he's lost one of the gears. Not yet, I haven't been sent any helmet by flight yet. So here you go, Sahin in, Wells in, and King in. Wells still can jump her teammate here, so there's Alba Civil War. Yes, I am having a stroke. The Zauber Civil War shall continue there. It's quite hard to speak in summer. Jesus Christ, 8-second stop for Sahin. Wells also with a good stop. King closes King closes well. Yes, I'm having more strokes. We can see Reggio and Brown leaving the pit lane. Tanda stuck in the pit lane. Valyak and Keith will jump him. So yeah, Ferrari not really doing too well. Are they? Oh god, the camera's back. What is this? Who did this? Who designed this? Granville and Van Leer in. Van Leer now just strolling down the pit lane, not even at a push. He's out! Wait, what? Oh my god, it's a gearbox failure for Van Leer. I don't believe it. Oh my god. He's legit out of the race. What? This is absolute scenes. Not only for the race result, alright? Because pretty much all the top running cars are out. This is crucial for the championship as Williams lose nothing. Alright? Williams lose nothing in this situation. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Falcon is coming in, same with Patrick. Granville is in the net lead of this race. What is this, man? Tanda tries to go for Faulkner, nearly kills himself, trying to make that move. Wells now stuck in the traffic of these two. Sahin managed to get past them and now is just flying away. We're receiving a lengthy radio communicate from Van Leer as King passes Wells, and this might be the definitive move made by the Jordan driver onto the Welsh one, as apparently there were team orders by Zauber to hold King up and let Sahin through. I don't like that. I really don't. But yeah, I don't understand what just happened. Van Leer was having a 16-second lead over the man. He was set to win, and he DNFs due to a gearbox failure. Yeah, Van Leer is gone, mate. He's gone. Granville doesn't know where Van Leer is. I think he will be ecstatic to know that Van Leer doesn't exist in this race anymore. Neither does Bennett and the Don. So I'll try to censor the. Oh no! Oh no! Patrick and Wells done. Big accident. I was about to say what went on the radio of Van Leer. And Wells just commits suicide, I suppose, onto Patrick. Just full throttles it into the squat. She's had enough. And Wells has walked out of her car and is now talking to Ben Patrick. We're seeing hand motions done. We're seeing a lot of yeah, there are punches being thrown on the racetrack. I can confirm. Also, in other news, Harehold's out of the race. Gearbox failure, also 4th gear. Wells has been taken by the ambulance as well as Ben Patrick, but one of our field person has heard that Wells was not impressed. That's Keith's engine in flames. Was not impressed by Ben Patrick rejoining the track on the racing line. Van Leer apparently has moved away from the circuit already. I wouldn't blame him, as Granville nearly rides over some suspension debris from one of the cars. Sahin P2, Erling King and P3. Then we have Tander followed by Curtis and Falcon. Then we have Michael Mahan. Faulkner is in the pot. What is this race? What is this? Also, I just noticed Van Leer would have had all he needed to tie Bettes in the points if he didn't retire. That's just adding salt to injury, I know, but I don't care. Riju and Brown are battling for points. What is this? Who did this? I'm sorry, my professional commentary attempts are done. What is this? With 2 laps to go, mate. Alright. Back on topic, Brown is trying to get into the points, but it's not that easy, as you might imagine. King, Sahin and Granville are low on fuel. We're starting the final lap. Will they pit? Will they do a Michael Schumacher, is my question. Granville reporting vibrations in the car. The team told him to just keep calm and head down drive, not push the car, I suppose. Comedy and Valek battling for 12. Comedy might send it onto the Tyrrell. No, he doesn't. Stays behind. On board with Comedy trying to overtake the Tyrrell. It's a bit of a front right wheel on the grass. Gets close to the Tyrrell, but not close enough for a move just yet. Tries sending it now. Valek makes a bit of a mistake, and Comedy is through, so Comeback Drive is real. And now Brown sends it onto Regia for points, but no, Regia fights back. Lotus is one of the 2 teams that haven't scored points yet this season. One of them being the other one being Pacific. There is now Henry J. Brown to the inside of Lotus. Does not work. Goes off the circuit. Hope's gone. Up the field. We can see Granville just driving down here. He's about to come into the final corner of the circuit. Here we go. David Granville has done it for Ligia. He wins the Hungarian Grand Prix. What a drive. He's going to be followed by Sahin, hopefully. Let's see. Yeah, Sahin through the final corner. Zauber score a phenomenal and monumental podium. King in third finally gets a podium that he so sought to get, especially in the first half of the season. Tander gets a good job finishing in 4th. Then we have Curtis, followed by Falcon. What on earth? Oh, Falcon nearly spins out on the circuit as well. What on earth has happened to the top teams this race? I have no idea. Michael Maher scores points on debut. Faulkner scores points for Simtek. I am done. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Henry J. Brown manages to score points for footwork. I believe those are his first points of the season. The Ford engine in his car did not blow. Then we have Komodipo, Oriju, and Valiak, and Kupnik to round off the field. Van Der would have scored that 1 point for fastest lap, but because he DNF'd, he gets none of it. He gets nothing. And there is your race winner, Abandoned Car. What on earth was this race? I have no idea, but oh my days, was it worth to watch. Thank you so much for watching. It was one hell of a race, you have to admit. And oh boy, was it an enjoyable one. Next race is the Belgium Grand Prix. Oh boy, Spa-Francorchamps is about to give us a historical race. I can tell that already. So be sure to watch that one. Round 9 of the championship that would be. Thank you so much for watching round 8 though. And be sure to be safe on the roads, wear your seatbelt, subscribe. Yes, I'm gonna start begging for it. And yeah, hydrate yourself. The heat waves are still on and off, so remember to take care of yourself. Thank you so much for watching, and bye bye.